Have you ever found yourself in that quiet, confusing space with a man, wondering, what are we? It's a question that echoes in the minds of so many women I've worked with over the years. You're sharing laughs, secrets, and maybe even your bed, but the relationship status remains a frustratingly blank page. Welcome to the modern dating maze, a landscape filled with blurred lines, unspoken feelings, and the ever-present dilemma. Is this man building a future with you, or is he just passing through for a good time? As a psychologist, I've sat with countless women as they try to decipher the clues, to separate the fleeting thrill of passion from the steady promise of partnership. It's like being a detective of the heart, searching for evidence that points toward commitment or simply a casual detour. The good news is that the signs are almost always there, hiding in plain sight. It's not about mind reading or playing games. It's about understanding the fundamental differences between a man who is simply in guy mode, seeking fun and freedom, and one who is in man mode, ready to build something real. It's about learning to distinguish a temporary situationship from a genuine relationship. So let's pour a cup of tea, get comfortable, and begin to unravel this mystery together. We'll explore the subtle signals, the unspoken truths, and the powerful internal compass that helps a woman decide if a man is boyfriend material or just fun. The initial spark, differentiating passion from potential. Every connection begins with a spark. It's that intoxicating rush of attraction, the witty banter, the feeling that you've known each other for ages. In my practice, I've seen women describe this initial phase with a kind of breathless excitement. This is the realm of passion, one of the three core components of love identified by psychologist Robert Sternberg in his triangular theory. Passion is the drive, the romance, the physical attraction. It's the hot part of love that feels like a whirlwind. A man can sweep you off your feet with his charm, his confidence, and his intense focus on you. The text messages are constant, the compliments flow freely, and the chemistry is undeniable. It feels amazing. But here's where the first crucial distinction must be made. Is this the spark of infatuated love? Pure, unadulterated passion that can burn out as quickly as it ignites? Or is there something more? Infatuation is a powerful force, so strong it can make even a mature, grounded man act like a teenager, professing his love on the first date because he's caught in the storm of the moment. He's driven by an internal urgency that feels like, we have to be together now. I can't wait. This intense desire often includes a powerful sexual component, a feeling of near-desperate craving that makes everything else fade into the background. For women, this experience is often amplified. The chemicals produced during sexuality, particularly the bonding hormone oxytocin, can make women form attachments more quickly and deeply than men typically do. That same hormone helps a mother bond with her newborn, so it's no wonder that physical intimacy can make a woman feel profoundly connected, believing a real relationship is forming. This is where the danger lies. A woman can find herself falling for a man who is only interested in the thrill of the chase and the pleasure of the moment. She mistakes the intensity of his passion for the depth of his intentions. This is why it's so vital to look for the other components of love early on: intimacy and commitment. Intimacy is the feeling of closeness, connectedness, and bonding. Does he show a genuine interest in your life beyond the bedroom? Does he ask about your goals, your dreams, your worries? Is he trying to understand who you are as a person? Commitment, in its earliest stages, is the decision that you want to be with this person and see where things go. It's the quiet shift from I to we. A man who is potential boyfriend material may be just as passionate, but he will also be laying the groundwork for intimacy. He'll want to know you, not just have you. One of the most deceptive red flags in this early stage is a behavior known as love bombing. This is when a partner showers you with excessive attention, flattery, and gifts to sweep you off your feet. It feels like a fairy tale, but it's often a manipulation tactic used by narcissistic or controlling individuals. On a first date, it might look like over-the-top praise that feels uncomfortable, constant communication, or declarations that you're the most amazing person they've ever met. It's passion on steroids, designed to get you hooked before you have a chance to see their true colors. Genuine interest builds over time. Love bombing is an overwhelming flood. The man who is just for fun is an expert at creating a passionate illusion, but the illusion rarely holds up to scrutiny. The just for fun files, recognizing the signs of a casual connection. How do you know if you're caught in that passionate illusion? The man who is just looking to have fun leaves a very specific trail of clues. He might be a great guy, handsome, successful, funny, and even kind, but his priorities simply don't include a committed relationship at this time. He's in what dating coach Chantal Hyde calls guy mode, a state of mind that is selfish, short-term, and focused on play without strings attached. Believing you can change him is often a recipe for heartache. As Maya Angelou famously said, when people show you who they are, believe them. And men who are just looking for fun show you in countless ways. The most obvious sign is his communication pattern. Let's call him After Hours Andy. He only seems to remember you exist when the sun goes down. The texts and calls come late at night, filled with talk of how much he misses you and wants to see you. During the day, radio silence. A man who is genuinely interested in building a relationship with you will want to be a part of your whole day, not just your night. He won't make you feel like a secret or an afterthought. Similarly, his response times can be telling. If he takes all day to reply to a message and then offers a brief non-committal answer, it suggests you aren't a priority. Then there are the dates themselves. If every date is at your place or his, usually after 9 p.m., and never involves going out to a restaurant, a movie, or meeting friends, that's a massive red flag. He's creating a private bubble where the primary activity is physical intimacy. A man serious about you wants to integrate you into his life and be a part of yours. He wants to take you out, show you off, and create shared experiences. He introduces you to his friends and eventually his family. The just for fun guy keeps you separate, in a neatly compartmentalized box labeled fun, because introducing you to his world would imply a level of seriousness he's not ready for. His conversation will also give him away. He's sexually forward from the start, and his compliments focus almost exclusively on your appearance, how hot, sexy, or beautiful you are. He rarely asks deep questions about your life, your passions, or your feelings. The conversations feel surface level. He might even confide in you about his problems, making you feel special, but this can be a deceptive form of intimacy. He's using you as an emotional release valve without offering any real emotional support in return. This is a classic hot and cold pattern. He pulls you in with vulnerability, then pushes you away when you try to get closer or define the relationship. He is, as relationship expert Mel Robbins would say, physically present but emotionally unavailable. This emotional unavailability is the core of the casual man. He avoids serious topics like the plague. If you bring up the future, commitment, or what are we, he'll skillfully change the subject, make a joke, or shut down completely. He'll tell you he's not looking for anything serious right now because of work, his kids from a previous relationship, or a bad breakup. And you should believe him. These aren't excuses to be overcome. They are honest statements of his current capacity. He can't give you what he doesn't have, and trying to force it will only push him away. Finally, watch his actions. Does he make an effort? Does he remember the little things you told him? Is he consistent? Or does he often disappear for days or weeks without explanation, only to pop back up as if nothing happened? Does he guard his phone like it's a national secret? Does he leave immediately after sex? Or does he stay to cuddle and talk? A man who is only in it for fun sees the encounter as transactional. Once he's gotten what he wants, the interaction is over. A man who is building a relationship sees physical intimacy as one part of a larger ongoing connection. He'll want to stay, to share that post-coital closeness, because it builds the bond he's actually seeking. If you find yourself constantly making excuses for his behavior, feeling anxious about where you stand and giving far more than you receive, you're likely dealing with a man who has already decided you're just for fun. The boyfriend blueprint. Identifying the qualities of a long-term partner. While the just for fun guy is defined by what he lacks: commitment, emotional availability, and consistency. The boyfriend material guy is defined by what he brings to the table. These are the green flags, the qualities that form the foundation of a healthy, lasting relationship. It's not about finding a perfect man, because no such person exists. It's about finding a man with the character, maturity, and desire to be a true partner. Based on my work and the insights from relationship experts, these qualities can be grouped into a few key areas. First and foremost is emotional intelligence and empathy. This is perhaps the most critical differentiator. A man who is boyfriend material has a high EQ. He possesses empathy, the ability to understand and share your feelings. When you're upset, he doesn't just try to fix the problem. He listens with curiosity and validates your emotions. He makes you feel seen and heard. This creates a profound sense of emotional safety, which sociologists and therapists identify as the cornerstone of a strong bond. You feel you can be your true, vulnerable self without fear of being judged, dismissed, or ridiculed. He is a secure base, someone you can turn to in times of stress. This man knows how to communicate. He can express his own thoughts and feelings honestly and openly, and he encourages you to do the same. He doesn't shy away from difficult conversations because he sees them as opportunities to strengthen the connection, not as threats to his freedom. The second pillar is character and integrity. This is about who he is when no one is watching. Is he reliable? Does he do what he says he's going to do? Trust is built on a series of kept promises, big and small. A man who consistently shows up, both literally and figuratively, is demonstrating that he is a trustworthy partner. He also takes responsibility for his actions. When he makes a mistake, he owns it and apologizes rather than making excuses or blaming others. He has integrity, a consistency in his thoughts, words, and actions. The man you see on Tuesday is the same man you see on Saturday. This consistency creates a feeling of stability and predictability, which is the bedrock of trust. A crucial part of his character is how he treats others. A woman learns a lot about a man by watching how he interacts with his family, his friends, waiters, and strangers. Is he respectful, kind, and considerate to everyone, or only to you? The people he surrounds himself with, his friends and family, are often a reflection of his own values. Next is a shared vision and ambition. While a casual partner lives entirely in the present, a potential boyfriend has an eye on the future. He has his own goals and a sense of direction in life, often referred to as chi kao tian, the will to progress. He is driven to improve himself, not just for his own sake, but for the future he envisions. Crucially, he starts to include you in that vision. He talks about we and us when discussing future plans. He doesn't have to have a 10-year plan mapped out on your third date, but he should be open to conversations about where the relationship is heading. You find yourself naturally imagining a future with him, and it feels exciting and right, not forced or scary. Finally, it all comes down to the connection itself. Beyond the checklists, how do you feel when you're with him? A great partner brings humor and lightness to your life. He can make you laugh, even on a tough day, and knows how to use humor to diffuse tension. He is thoughtful, paying attention to your needs and feelings without you having to ask. He brings you soup when you're sick or remembers that story you told him about your childhood pet. But perhaps the most telling sign of all is that you feel completely comfortable being yourself around him. You don't have to perform, pretend, or hide your flaws. You feel accepted and loved for who you are, imperfections and all. As relationship coach Rory Ray wisely points out, the ultimate test isn't how you feel about him, but how you feel about yourself when you're in his presence. Does he make you feel more confident, more alive, more you? A man who is truly boyfriend material doesn't just fit into your life. He elevates it, navigating the gray area from situationship to relationship. Sometimes you're not dealing with a clear-cut, just-for-fun guy or an obvious boyfriend material man. You're stuck in the middle, in that ambiguous, unlabeled space known as a situationship. A situationship has all the hallmarks of a relationship: emotional closeness, physical intimacy, shared time, but lacks one crucial ingredient: commitment. It's defined by mixed signals, a lack of labels, and a persistent feeling of uncertainty. You feel more than friends, but you're not quite partners. This is modern dating's trickiest territory, and navigating it requires courage, clarity, and communication. Many women I see in my practice find themselves here, anxious and confused, wondering if this undefined connection can ever become something more. The first step is to recognize the signs that you're in one. Have you avoided the boyfriend or girlfriend label? Do conversations about the future feel off limits? Do you feel an intense emotional bond but have no security about where you stand? These are classic signs. The situationship thrives on ambiguity. So how do you move from this gray area to a place of clarity? The answer lies in the dreaded but necessary defining the relationship, DTR talk. The very thought of it can instill terror, as it forces a decision that could change everything. But avoiding this conversation out of fear of the answer is a disservice to yourself. Your emotional needs for clarity and security are valid. There's no magic timeline for when to have this talk. Some couples feel ready after a few weeks, others wait a few months. A good indicator that it's time is when the uncertainty starts causing you anxiety. If you find you're spending a lot of time together, you're not seeing other people, and you assume he isn't either, and you're starting to use we instead of I, it's probably time to check in. The key to a successful DTR talk is to approach it correctly. The worst thing you can do is spring it on him without warning, putting him on the spot and pressuring him for an immediate binding answer. This is a recipe for resentment. Instead, schedule the conversation. Say something like, "Hey, I'd really like to talk with you about us and where this is going when we both have some time. How does Saturday afternoon work for you?" This gives you both time to think and shows that you respect his feelings enough to give the topic the attention it deserves. When you do talk, it's crucial to define your terms. What does serious mean to you? What does casual mean to him? One person's casual might mean non-exclusive sex, while another's means seeing each other only once a week. Your serious might mean monogamy, while his means marriage is on the table. Without clear definitions, you can agree on a label but still be on completely different pages. This is also the moment to stand up for yourself and be honest about what you want. This isn't about making demands. It's about expressing your needs. You can use a gentle but clear script. For instance, "I've really been enjoying the time we're spending together, and I'm starting to develop strong feelings for you. I'm at a point where I'm looking for a committed, exclusive relationship. I'd love to know how you're feeling about us and what you're looking for right now." Then, you must lean back and truly listen to his answer. His response will tell you everything you need to know. If he's on the same page, great. You can move forward together. But what if he's not ready? This doesn't automatically mean it's over. The important thing is how he responds. Is he respectful, honest, and open to revisiting the conversation later? Or is he vague, avoidant, or dismissive? If he tells you he's not ready, but cares for you and needs more time, you have to decide if you're willing to wait. But if he says he just wants to keep things casual and you want more, you have to be willing to walk away. Staying in a situationship hoping he'll change his mind is a form of self-abandonment. Ending a connection that doesn't meet your needs isn't a failure. It's an act of self-respect. It's you choosing yourself over the potential of someone else. The ultimate litmus test. Trusting your inner compass. After analyzing all the external signs, his words, his actions, the patterns of his behavior, the final decision comes from within. Your most powerful tool in differentiating the boyfriend from the fun-timer is your own inner compass, your intuition, your feelings, and your sense of self-worth. Your gut feeling is data. If you consistently feel anxious, insecure, or confused in the relationship, that is your body telling you that something is wrong. A healthy, budding relationship should bring you a sense of peace and security, not constant turmoil. Don't dismiss that knot in your stomach or that nagging voice in the back of your head. It's often your intuition picking up on inconsistencies that your hopeful heart wants to ignore. It's also helpful to understand your own attachment style. Attachment theory, originally developed by John Bowlby, explains how our earliest bonds shape our adult relationships. If you have a secure attachment style, you tend to have a positive view of yourself and others, and feel comfortable with both intimacy and independence. However, if you have an anxious, preoccupied style, you might have a negative view of yourself and crave high levels of intimacy and approval. This can make you more vulnerable to accepting crumbs from an emotionally unavailable or avoidant partner, because your fear of abandonment is greater than your need for a truly fulfilling connection. Understanding your own patterns can help you see if you're choosing a man because he's a great partner, or because he triggers a familiar, albeit painful, dynamic. Then there is the topic of sex. Many relationship advisors suggest that a powerful way to gauge a man's intentions is to withhold physical intimacy for a period of time. This isn't about playing games or manipulation. It's a simple test of patience and interest. A man who is only looking for fun is often impatient. If sex isn't on the table quickly, he's likely to lose interest and move on. A man who is genuinely interested in you as a person will be willing to wait. He'll enjoy getting to know you, your mind, your heart, your humor, because he's interested in the whole package, not just one part of it. If you've already been intimate, it's not too late. You can still set boundaries and communicate that you want to build the emotional and intellectual connection before continuing to be physical. His reaction will be incredibly revealing. Ultimately, all of these signs and tests point to one fundamental question. Does this man make you feel emotionally safe? This is the heart of the matter. Emotional safety is the feeling that you can be your complete, authentic self without fear. You can express your emotions, your joy, your sadness, your anger, your fears, and know they will be met with respect and understanding, not dismissal or judgment. You can be vulnerable and trust that your vulnerability won't be used against you. A man who is just for fun can't provide this. Your emotions are an inconvenience to him. A deep conversation is a threat. Your needs are a burden. He creates an environment of uncertainty where you feel you have to walk on eggshells, carefully managing your feelings to keep him from pulling away. A man who is boyfriend material, however, actively cultivates emotional safety. Your feelings matter to him. He leans into the hard conversations. He wants to understand you, support you, and be a steady presence in your life. He doesn't just tolerate your emotions. He values them as a vital part of who you are and a vital part of the connection you're building together. In the end, deciding if a man is boyfriend material or just for fun isn't about a single conversation or a single grand gesture. It's about observing a pattern over time. It's a journey from the intoxicating haze of initial passion to the clear-eyed reality of his actions and character. The man who is truly ready for a relationship doesn't leave you guessing. His intentions are clear, his efforts are consistent, and his presence is steady. He moves beyond the simple, fleeting components of passion and begins to build something with intimacy and the promise of commitment. Ultimately, the most important voice in this decision is your own. The right man won't just make you feel desired. He will make you feel safe, seen, and deeply valued. He won't just be a source of fun. He will be a source of peace. So trust your intuition, honor your needs, and never settle for a question mark when you deserve a confident, resounding yes. You are the prize, and the man who is worthy of you will know it from the start and will spend his time proving it, not making you doubt it.